So an adequate replay system is finally here. If you don't know where to get it, you can go to your social. Oh yeah, by the way, hey guys, D19000 here. Not your social, your career profile. And 2 tabs to the right, it'll be a replay. It'll show you the link for the match, when you last played the match, what the result was, what the score was, what the type was, what the map was, and what the game type was. And I wish you could make it so that you would only see certain types of games. Like I would never, if I played a quick play game, I wouldn't want 10, like 4 of my 10 most recent games to be quick play games. So if Blizzard wants to release a way for you to only save competitive games, then that's cool. But we're gonna go into this competitive game. So now you get spectator mode, and you get to spectate the entire game. I don't know what point they start you from. And remember, you can control your. Wow, this is super slow.
Ready for battle.
And you can control your. What are the axes? You can control your Z and X axis with the left analog stick, and you can rotate around to change what axis you're controlling with the right analog stick. So you're gonna see that I'm playing brig here. I'm playing brig because we're running 3 DPS here, and I think brig is kind of essential because you can throw the DPS at the armor packs. You can also reset the match with go backwards and forwards with the L2 and R2 button. So I have no idea what they're playing at this point. Our Reaper's standing over there. You can see his blue outline. He's standing over there. He's waiting, which this is a good sign for me, because if they're waiting, that means something good. I'm gonna pause this real quick because there's just a lot of noise, and we don't need to hear the noise. It's actually incredibly loud. So our Reaper gets a little bit of poke damage on the Lucio here, and then he decides to flank back. I'm not going to be really worrying about too much other people. I'm just going to be critiquing my positioning here, because I did make a few mistakes this game even though we won. So as you can see right here, I'm playing Brigida, I'm holding R2. I try to get a nice flail on the Orisa there, but she's just out of my range. And I noticed that the Ashe is over here, so I start to rotate around to the right side. Orisa almost gets a halt off, even though I wouldn't really have done anything. We would have been able to jump back on. So at this moment here, I'm going to go back a few seconds. And, oh, this is even better. At this moment here, this is right after our Reinhardt shield breaks. I don't believe in playing Reinhardt to Orisa, but I'm not playing on the mic in this match, so yeah. Reinhardt pins in. I rotated around the shield. It took me a little while to notice he rotated around, and then I throw him an armor pack. So my whole team fell to the ground, so I rotate with my entire team in order to be near my Reinhardt. Roadhog gets a flank behind us, and here, it's important for Brigida, if you're landing a stun on somebody when other people are focusing them on your team, to simply stun them. Don't do the stun bash combo because you ended up hurting yourself. The McCree and the Ashe are putting pressure on me, so I put my shield and barrier up, and I make sure to stay as close to my Reinhardt as possible. I don't know where the Ashe is or the McCree is. I think he died earlier, but I wasn't paying attention. So our Baptiste is down, so I go back to get full heals, and at this point I'm about 90% to my ultimate. Keep in mind the whole game here I had gold healing, so this is kind of bad. The Baptiste dies again. I don't understand why he's playing so far away from his team, but then I also don't understand why he's playing Baptiste. So I want to pause this moment here. This moment here is probably when I was making the biggest mistake. As you can see, at this moment, that's right, this is on my PlayStation 4. I can't even use my mouse to go on. Our Symmetra puts an amazing wall up. Normally this would be a bad wall because the fight line is going across vertically across the screen, where you have the Orisa and Mercy looking into us. I don't know where the Ashe is. She just got killed by our McCree. Our McCree's over here and he just got hooked, and I'm over here away from my Reinhardt because I went to go deal with the Orisa. This is a misplay, and I should have been with our Reinhardt and really with the majority of our team here. Our Baptiste and our Reaper are off screen to the right here trying to deal with the McCree. McCree is so good now that it's honestly, if you don't have multiple enemies that can deal with him or some way to avoid his flashbang, like a diva or something, you're not really going to get much value here. And because of this barrier here, even though I am getting healing perk right now, healing perk for Brigitte doesn't go through barriers. So nobody on my team is receiving any value from me. The Orisa just used Holt and backed up, and now he's just getting healing from her Mercy, which is now going to get ult charge because I decided to go 1v1 a Orisa instead of staying with my team. Now, if I'm with my team right here, not dueling the Orisa and staying with my Reinhardt, I'm in position to give McCree a nice good old armor pack, even though he's standing right next to a health pack that he didn't get. Wow, you can go through the floor. Okay, that's not okay. And I'm in position to give my McCree here an armor pack and not have him be killed from the Roadhog, or even better yet, stun the Roadhog. So this is what you got to learn about positioning, and when you get up to the higher ranks, little mistakes like these can cost you the game. Our Symmetra saves the game with this amazing wall, which stops the value that Bob is getting, because even though Bob targets the first person he sees, he continues targeting that person either until he stops seeing them or until he kills them and can move on to another target. So the Symmetra is actually getting almost like massive value right here. She could only be getting more value by not shooting the Bob. I'm not entirely sure on the numbers for how long Wall lasts in comparison to how long Bob lasts, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty much the same. So Bob, the most value that she could be doing right now is to just stand there on the other side of the barrier and have Bob focus her, even though he's not focusing her. Bob only does about 1200 damage over the course of his ultimate, so there's really no way that he's ever breaking through this barrier. Not to mention, none of the other damage sources are looking through at this barrier, as you can see. Lucio's all the way over there. Ashe is dead. Orisa can't see. McCree's dealing with the Reaper right now, so yeah, no other damage source is looking at this isn't looking at this wall right here, so it's getting massive amounts of value. Now to unpause, I realize my mistake and I get back with my Reinhardt, and we're low right now, so I pop Rally, and the Symmetra walks out of Rally. The McCree starts to get a little too aggressive, and now they're on the payload. So the wall's down, Bob's gone, and our Baptiste is walking back. We lost our Symmetra there. I was trying to pop. I could have popped Riley and gave her an armor pack, but I didn't there, so she drops. Not to mention, I'm not even in chat right here. If I was in chat right here, I would have told everybody to rotate around back. The Mercy gets the res onto the McCree. There's really nothing we can do about that. So now my whole purpose of living is just to keep our Reinhardt alive. So the Baptiste pops Immortality Field here. It gets destroyed by the Ashe. Our Reaper puts in a ton of damage. Somehow doesn't get killed during all that. Keep in mind, they have a McCree there. I guess he already used Flashbang. The Roadhog's constantly out of position, so he's not there to get the hook on the Reaper. That's something that he should be paying attention something that he should be paying attention to. Our Reinhardt here, I'm just going to wait for all the models to reload, and we're going to go back 10 seconds in the match before our Reaper gets that massive play. And yeah, we back up again. Our McCree's popping High Noon to zone them out. This is good. And at this moment here, our Reaper jumps in. This is okay. And an okay ultimate. I don't think he knew where the Roadhog or the McCree was. I want to see what the McCree does in this instance, because does the McCree look for a flashbang here? I think, did he just use flashbang? Our barrier goes down. Our Reaper doesn't die. So, guys, when you're playing with an Orisa comp, please stand next to the Orisa. I play Orisa as well, and this is the most annoying thing. The DPS should be behind the Orisa shield. Reaper gets 40% healing off of the damage that he's doing. The Mercy has to back up. The Lucio's taking a whole bunch of damage, and right now he's doing 140 damage per second. As you can see, the Orisa isn't particularly landing her shots on the Reaper, but this is besides the point. The Lucio on their team is just weird. But if they were with the Orisa right here, the Reaper gets flashbanged and deleted by McCree. So our Reinhardt goes in for a pin after the Reaper causes all of that commotion. And he doesn't pin anybody here, but he gets a nice good old hammer down. And this is kind of huge. How does the Ashe not get caught in the hammer down? Okay. The Mercy's already popped Valk, so she's completely safe. The Mercy's actually pretty good here. And now the Orisa's in a tough spot because it's either you get hammered down or you get killed. So the Orisa dies next. Reinhardt's trying to focus the Rein, so I get in there and try to help him. And I think my armor pack is on cooldown. I threw it at him when he pinned in there. The Ashe just backed up. And now we get set up on defense again. So, do they regroup? The Ashe is looking in for some poke damage. She's not going to get anything. The Orisa groups us all together. So Reinhardt playing really, really passively. And this is what I'm just doing. I'm just staying with my team as best as I can. Trying to stay with the Reinhardt. Trying to keep as many eyes as I can on the DPS since everybody's everywhere. And again, this Lucio's throwing. My mechanics are so poor that he could have died quicker there, but he didn't. And right here, I throw an armor pack at the Symmetra trying to get her to get back. I guess she got pulled out of position. People completely ignore the teleporter, which was used to escape. They start pushing up. He pops High Noon. I really don't believe in our Reinhardt's barrier to stay alive, but I'm looking out for when the barrier breaks so that I can throw an armor pack to him at that very moment. Our Reaper gets caught out of position, so I pop Raleigh just to get to him quicker and to give him some healing since I don't have my armor pack, and to provide him a shield since he's out of position. So Bob gets thrown out of position. Another great value wall from Symmetra. This is an amazing wall because not only does it block the Bob, as the fight continues to rotate around, and we have a different fight line, even though I'm really the only one that's really shield dancing here, the wall goes down, and then the Brigida gets to me, and then I die. So we don't lose the point here, so now I just want to see what happens here. I noticed that it's just Reinhardt and Baptiste, and he pops Immortality Field. People have gotten really good at focusing Immortality Field now. It's not even funny. Our Baptiste dies. Our Reinhardt dies, okay, and our Reaper walks into the point. So he gets a kill. The Brigida the Brigida booped him instead of stunning him immediately. I'm gonna assume that her stun was on cooldown, even though I didn't see her use it at any point. That's a Brigida that doesn't know how to play Brigida. Our Symmetra gets all 3 turrets onto the point, and just like that, the amount of damage that Reaper got everybody weakened with the Symmetra turrets and the Reaper damage and the me swinging my flail, we're able to hold this point off here. And I would analyze the offense of this, but they actually had a lever mid-game after this point. Yeah, one of the people in their team leaves. And we do have a rough offense, but it's really just because none of our DPS can get into position. I was playing Mercy here with a Zenyatta, and I wasn't really particularly a fan of the Zenyatta. And, to be honest with you, so yeah, our Reaper carries in that last moment. So, going back over that, what characters do I really think were actually good here? I honestly do believe if you are playing multiple DPS, unless like you're a sick, off support, like sick off support as in like you're a sick Lucio or you're a sick Zenyatta, like, you know, you're not in these ranks because you're so sick at the characters that you play that you just, at the off-put supports that you play, that you can play them in a multiple DPS comp. But if you don't have that capabilities, Brigida is probably one of your best picks for multiple DPS, in my opinion, simply because you just have the armor pack to throw at people that are out of position. You can contest points by yourself. You have a lot of sustainability, so you can provide enough time for your DPS to get their work done. And if they do get their work done, well, then you just win. Our Reinhardt, and Baptiste, for the most part, weren't producing that much healing. And I can tell you that because I had gold healing the whole match. But we weren't producing that much healing, but we were making it so that running to the objective straight on is probably one of the worst things that you could do. And honestly, if the enemy team had just ran triple DPS themselves and probably dropped the Orisa for a Wrecking Ball, or, you know, just dropped the Roadhog entirely, who was getting picks, but just not enough, eh. Also, I turned down the volume, but you should really hear just how crazy it is when McCree shoots his gun. Cause, no lie, it's really crazy. And if I could just get a moment where he shoots his gun. Takes forever for the models to load in. Boom, 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 boom. Like, and this man is shooting slowly for accuracy. Like, but when he gets going, like, boom, boom. He's still shooting slowly for accuracy, which I commend him for that. I think that's something that you could do better with McCree. And actually, I want to check the other McCree because, yeah, this man just held the button. Oh, he wasn't also that good of a McCree either. Oh wow, this man was just playing McCree to play McCree. That's another reason that they lost. This man is not a good McCree at all. Holy crap. Bruh, wow. But you see how fast the gun shoots, right? Okay, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'll give you that. But you see how fast McCree shoots, fam. It's not even. And it's not even like that. It's ridiculous. I don't know how long it's going to take for that to get nerfed, but hopefully it does soon. Anyway, I'll probably be reviewing more games where I lose or where I play with friends or something like that, but I just wanted to get this video out here to see how this thing works. Pretty cool feature. I'm looking forward to it. It's definitely going to help me with my gameplay. I don't know about you guys. And that's pretty much it. Demon 9000 out.